Today's video is going to be all about this Valentine's Day makeup look right here. I'm probably going to be doing my story time as I'm talking to you guys, and then the little things that I'm using will probably pop up on the screen up here. Last year's makeup video was all about guys doing me dirty, so I thought it would be funny if I did this year's themed on me doing guys dirty. Stay tuned for that if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look right here. Just keep on watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and don't hate me afterwards. Let's just jump right in. The devil horns are back, baby! Oh, it's dripping. No! Today we are diving deep into the mind of me and my crippling fear of commitment. It's a Valentine's Day themed video. I know you guys really liked my last one, or everybody that watched it really liked it. I know it's not one of my popular videos. It's one of my favorites though, so that'll be linked in the description box if you want to go watch last year's. It's one of my favorite videos that I've ever done. I really think that I was a sassy, petty bitch, so that's why I like it. The first thing we're going to do is start off with Elizabeth Mott's Thank Me Later primer. I feel like I don't want to use like a whole lot of this because I feel like almost every time I use it I end up breaking out a little bit. I'm just going to use like the teeniest little bit and put it right in my T-zone to make my pores a little bit smaller. Smaller, like... No, I'm not going to say that. Oh, honey. Now we're just going to go right on in with foundation to cover up the scars that men have left on my heart. And then we're going to take my not dampened beauty blender because I like pain. And we're going to go ahead and blend that bitch in. My Valentine's Day misadventures started at the ripe young age of like 6. My video last year was all about the boys that have done me dirty. This year we are focusing on the fact that I also have been not the best romantic partner. I have also done a few boys dirty in my 21 years of life on this planet. Most of them is because another boy did me dirty relatively soon before I met these boys. I'm not proud of what I'm about to tell you. My crippling fear of commitment has clearly not served me well at this point, but men ain't shit, so that's the conclusion that you need to draw from this video. I'm not saying that women ain't shit too, but all of my issues I'm going to say have stemmed directly from men not being shit, so here we are. Foundation is done. Now we're gonna move on to concealer to conceal all the lies that men tell me. I guess the first time I ever truly did a boy dirty was probably also elementary school. I lived in a really small town, so the selection was relatively limited. I had a decent amount of boys that were after me. This is also kindergarten, so like take this as you will. I had a lot of boys that would like come talk to me and I would just kind of like not really talk to them. I didn't really want like a guy at that point, and I had my sights set on like the one guy that didn't want me, so that was cool. But there's this one guy that I was pretty sure was like obsessed with me from the span of kindergarten to like the end of middle school, like 8th grade. And I felt like really bad about it, but I just kind of like let him continue to think that I might be interested in the future and never told him that I was never interested. Number 2, there were some guys on my swim team that were relatively interested in me, but I also looked like a tree when I swam, so like I'm not really sure why they thought I was cute, because I was not. Once I got my braces off, my milkshake bring all the boys to the yard, so then I started getting more and more attention from people, and within like 2 months of me getting my braces off, I got a boyfriend. Now this boy was a pretty good boyfriend. We met after about... Sis? No, Bean, that's not a toy. That's the cap to my primer. No, Bean, where are you going? No, come bring my lid back. Anywho, I got a boyfriend directly after my braces came off. when I lived in Illinois, which is where I moved from before I lived in Arizona. He was a good boyfriend. I really enjoyed spending time with him. He was funny, like, but then I moved, so that clearly didn't work. That same year, I was still like kind of talking to him, I guess. I kind of still told him that I really liked him, even though I was having to talk to other people in Arizona, because obviously long distance just like does not really work, and it especially didn't work for me. I was girlfriend. So I was telling this one kid that I had just broken up with that I was still interested in him, and at the same time I was talking to other boys on my swim team, and that was just not good. I never cheated on anybody, but that was just not a high point in my life. I had just moved to Arizona and I was very like confused with what was going on. I think I was very depressed at that point in my life, and I think that it was like one of those things where if I could get attention from literally anybody to make me feel wanted, I was like, fuck yeah, bring it at me, let's go, like let's do it. And this was 4 years ago, so I have obviously matured past that point, and I'm not proud of my actions in that moment. But, you know, what's done is done. I can't really do anything about it. So I did that boy dirty. I, however, do not think that I did the boy that I was talking to on my swim team dirty, because he was after me while I was still with the other guy and tried to force me into doing things that I really did not want to do. So, moral of the story, men ain't shit. And we are just gonna move on to the next story. Senior year, I was chilling until the guy that I was with cheated on me. So let's just skip to the first one that I can think of on the top of my head. Last year, right after I filmed my Valentine's Day video for last year, I met this guy at a frat party that I was not drinking at, because drinking underage is illegal. This guy at this frat party, and he was super nice. Like, I still honestly wish that I would talk to him, but I kind of scared him off. So nice. And I met him the week before Valentine's Day, and he, like, right off the bat was very interested in me. This kid was just so forward with me. Like, I literally didn't know how to react to him. Valentine's Day was on a Wednesday, and I had work that Wednesday, and I had been talking to him for like constantly for like the past days since I had met him at that party. I just like was not ready for things to go as fast as he wanted them to go. I felt really bad, but he kept like asking me if I wanted to do anything for Valentine's Day, because he literally had watched my video from last year where I was like complaining about like being lonely and like not ever getting flowers, and like this kid went so all out for me. He picked me up from work because I didn't have a car at this point, and then he brought me flowers. Like, he had like a whole thing planned, and I straight up told him no. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Then I downloaded Tinder. A lot of guys swiped on me. A lot of guys matched with me. As soon as I would send more than like 3 messages with them, I would just stop replying because I got really scared. For no good reason. Like, so many of them honestly seemed like decent people. My crippling fear of commitment got in my way. I just didn't respond to a lot of them. And the same thing tends to happen to me on Instagram. Get a decent amount of DMs from people on a regular basis, and I follow them, so it makes it even more uncomfortable. But they like ask me to go out and I just don't respond. I'm just like uncomfortable when people ask me out like that. And I don't really know why. Like, it really genuinely doesn't make any sense, because it's like I follow these people because I think that they're cute. When the reality sets in, I'm like, whoa, back up. Slow down. I'm gonna stop you right there. This train is not going that direction. Even though, like, I feel like if I actually went out with these people, I would have a good time and like it could turn into something more. But I met this one guy on Tinder actually, and this is gonna make me seem so bad, but I actually like kind of really enjoyed this man. He looked very pretty, and he was pretty successful in his endeavors, which is like something that I actually really look for in a person, not because I'm a gold digger, but because it just helps if you find someone that's motivated and all your pictures are like frat party pictures. I'm not gonna swipe. But this guy like seemed to really have his life together, and he was really cool, and he was really nice, and he was really flirty with me, and he was very attractive, and he had a dog. So I was really about it until he started asking me to meet up. This man was probably the love of my life, and I ghosted him. Why do I do these things to myself? I do not understand. Like, I genuinely thought this guy was a good person, but he just like started asking me to like go out on dates, and I was like, you know, I would have been perfectly content just texting you for the next year. But it's like when it gets real like that, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I just like freak out. There was one guy also in high school that I was like really interested in. We had been texting for a really long time, and then all of a sudden this kid is in my classes. Like, I have to associate with this kid on a regular basis, and all of a sudden I just decided that I wasn't about it anymore. I wasn't about it, and I straight up started leaving him on red. I took him to a dance with me, and then the second that he decided that he was actually serious about like us dating, I was like, peace out, bro. It's so annoying, and it's like, not that like I'm not interested in these people, because I am, but for whatever reason my brain's just like, no thanks sis, which makes zero sense. No idea why. Don't ask. I could not tell you. It's like when guys are like, hey, so like, I really think you're a good person, but like I'm just not ready for a relationship because this thing with my ex 4 years ago, and you're just like, bitch, fuck you. But like, that's honestly kind of how it is with me. These men in my past have just fucked me over. Guess I'll be alone forever then. I really just don't talk to boys at this point. I think me and boys need to just not hang out for a while, which still doesn't make any sense because I literally am constantly sad about the fact that boys don't love me, but it's literally my fault. So my feelings say one thing but my brain says another, and I'm just like, fuck this. It's just sad, you know? It's like, it's just sad. Easy disease through. It doesn't bother me that I'm single right now. Actually, it like does kind of, but I also have zero desire to put forth any effort towards finding someone, so here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and put mascara on. Now we're gonna put on some lashes. We did it! That took way longer than it was supposed to, but these lashes are like very stiff, so yeah, that was really annoying. Also, I've been filming for more than an hour and a half, so my computer has gone to sleep. I was thinking, while I was doing my lashes, how much easier it would be to live in, you know, the olden days. A girl's father would pick out a nice man's for you to marry. But then I remember that I'm a strong, independent woman and I don't need no mans. I don't really know like what else to talk about. I think I've exhausted my I done men dirty stories. Oh, actually wait, there's one more. This is more of a combination of like men ate shit, and then also like I did this man dirty. Like, I was at this party for my old work, and it was this company party. If you want to read like the whole story about this party, go to my Instagram. There's like a whole post on it. But basically, me and my friend Lauren were at this party, and we were just like, you know, talking to a whole bunch of girls, having fun, like dancing, doing whatever. And then this guy comes up and he tries to start like dancing with us. And at first we were like entertaining it because it was like, oh haha, this is so fun, like this is funny. But then he got like really handsy, and we were like, dude, you gotta stop. Like, we like kept like trying to back off, and he would just kind of like follow us everywhere, and it was like really uncomfortable. And so eventually we just kind of like ran to the opposite side of the dance floor with like our group of girls that we were hanging out with. And he still followed us over there, and like eventually his friend figured out what was going on, and his friend came and was like, hey, like I'm so sorry about him. And we were like all fine, and like everything was fine and dandy, and then he started trying to dance all over us again, and we were like, yo bro, like you gotta stop. And his friend like came back over, stopped him again, and then like his friend pulled me aside and was like, hey, like I'm really sorry about him, like he's being crazy, he's like way out of line. And then he just kind of like looked at me and was like, you are really beautiful though. And then like straight up went in to make out with it. And I was like, whoa sir, like I appreciate the fact that you're like telling your friend off, but you just did something so much worse. Like, I don't give a shit if a guy is trying to dance with me. I can like handle myself. It's like kind of uncomfortable, but it's fine. But if you come up to me and you're like, I'm sorry, he's being out of line, and then you try to straight up make out with me and I don't even fucking know your name, like, no, get out of here. And so like I literally, like, he's coming at me like this, and I straight up went like this and just ran away. Like, I ran. Let's try sweet caramel. Alright guys, that is the extent of me doing guys dirty Valentine's Day stories and just Valentine's Day misadventures in general. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to hear your guys' misadventures with relationships as well, so I don't feel as bad about my life. Yikes. So comment them down below or send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next videos that I post. I hope you guys enjoy this look right here. This is what I would probably wear out on a Valentine's Day date if I had one. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.